Part 2 of how to download the student data files. In step 1, we just learned how to create the file folders as shown right here in this illustration. We learned how to create those on the desktop of your computer. But note that there's nothing in those file folders right now. We just had to create a file folder system in which to place the files. Now, in step 2 here, what we're going to do is, after you run this video, you're going to come on to step 3, and it says, now here's the actual process. How are you going to put the files from the publisher's website into your file folders? Create file folders on your desktop. That's part 1. We already did that. The next step is you're going to go to cengagebrain.com. cengagebrain.com. That's given on the back of your textbook, the back cover page. They tell you how to do this. But I'm going to show you with a video. Now, the book we're using this semester, I'm going to just highlight the ISBN number. And I'm going to just copy it so I don't have to remember it. I'm going to copy that. Okay, now, this is the ISBN number of the book we're currently using this semester. Now, if it's next semester and we're using a different textbook, then enter the appropriate ISBN number for the textbook we are using at that time. All right, now let's begin the process of copying the files. Now, first you need to go to cengagebrain.com. So I'm going to go to Firefox. You can use anything else you want. And I'm going to type cengagebrain.com. And here we go. Now, the first thing you need to do is to type in the ISBN number of the book that we are currently using. Now, the one that we're currently using at the time of this video is the one I just copied, and I'm going to paste it in there. And once again, if this is a different semester and they're using a different textbook, then you would put in a different ISBN number that you get from the back of the book. Now, let's begin by clicking on the search box here, the green box. And, okay, now, sometimes it allows you to go right to the materials and get them for free. Other times it requires you to sign in with the username and password. I don't know why it does that, but sometimes we'll see what happens this time. I'm going to click on, as you should scroll down till you see free materials. And I'm moving my mouse so you can see. Click on free materials. Now, it's asking me, it says, you're looking for free content? Yes, I am. So click on Save to My Home Page. Now this time it's asking me for to sign in. Now if you already have an account with Cengage Publishing and you know your email address and password for that account, then you can just click log in. But in most cases, this is the first time using this textbook, so most people will just have to click on Create New Account. I want to stress that sometimes it doesn't ask you to create an account. It just takes you to the free materials. But this time, it's asking me to log in, and I don't have an account, so I'll show you how to create one. So let's click Create New Account. And it says enter valid email address. So I'm just going to create one just off the top of my head. This is not a real email address, but I'm just going to, for demonstration purposes, enter it. I'm going to type Joseph P. Student at hotmail.com, just so I can show you how to do this. And now I'll press enter. And now it wants my first name, so I'll put Joe Smith. And I'll make up a password. It has to be at least one capital letter. Whoops, it has to be at least one capital letter and one number and at least six characters long. So I'm going to go capital A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3. Then I'll come over here and confirm it. Capital A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3. And now it says select a question. I'm going to say, what's your pet's name? And I'm going to put, I don't know, Spot. Okay, and now I'm all set. And I click create my account. Oh, you got to click, I have read the terms of the agreement. You always have to do that. And then click create my account. Now you have to find your institution. So click on the down arrow, and United States, yes, we'll click on that. Now select an institution. It's a 4-year college, so choose 4-year college. Within 25 miles of my zip code. So if you're further than 25 miles from Salem State, click with 50, okay? Now, then the zip code. What I'd like you to do is use Salem State's zip code, and that's 01970. That way you find the college on your list. Okay, so click Find. And you'll have to scroll down till you find Salem State University. Salem State University, click on that. Then you have to scroll to the bottom and choose Continue. There we are. Now you're at the point where it's free resources, open them up. Some of you, when you go to log in, it'll take you right to this page without having to log in at all. But in any case, when everybody gets to this point, now we can click Open. And we now see our textbook and the right ISBN number. Check to make sure it is. Yep, that's it. So now come down to where it says Data File for Students on the left-hand panel. Click on Data Files for Students. Now, what we're going to do is to download anything that is for word processing, Excel, PowerPoint, or Access. Let's start at the top. It says Data Files for Access, Chapter 1 through 3. Okay, that's Access, one of the chapters we want. So what we're going to do is to double-click on that, and we are going to open with whatever browser you're using. Click OK. Now, when it comes up, I'm going to double-click on it. Click, click. And now there are the 3 chapters I want. Click on the first one, hold the Control key down, and click on the next and the next. Now, right-click and choose Copy. Now, you've copied those 3 files, those 3 chapters for Access. Now, let's go to the Access folder we created. Click on Student Download File, Data Files, and right-click on Access Data Files and choose Paste. Now watch, I'm going to open up the Access data file, and there they are. Chapter 1, there's the files I need. Chapter 2 and so forth are all there as well. And so that I've downloaded the first set of chapters. Okay, cancel out of that. Now, the next one says word processing chapters. Yep, I want those. So I'm going to double click on the word processing file folders. And I'm going to come over to open the files, click OK. And when they come up, I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to click on the chapter 1, hold the Control key down, click on chapter 2, hold the Control key down, click on chapter 3, and do right click, copy. Now, I can close out of that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to close out of that. Oops. Okay, let me see. Hold on just a second. Let me get back to, let me get back to where I was. Sorry about that. Okay, now, student data files. There we are. Those were word processing data files. So I went to student data files, and now I'm on word processing data files. So I'm going to right-click and paste in those. Now, when I open the word processing data files, there it is, word processing stuff for chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3 were there as well. Okay, now let's go down to the next one. It says data files for PowerPoint. Okay, we do need PowerPoint. So I'm going to double click on PowerPoint, and it says open. I'm going to open it up. And here it is. This is PowerPoint chapters 1 and 2. Open the file folder and click and copy the chapters we want. We want chapters 1 and 2. Highlight them and do right click and choose copy. Then go to student data files, and this was for PowerPoint, I believe. I think it was PowerPoint. Let me just check and see. Yeah, these were PowerPoint file folders. So I click on the PowerPoint data files folder, and I right click and I choose paste. And now when I open up the PowerPoint, there it is. There's the 2 chapters that I need for doing PowerPoint. All right, now let's go down to PowerPoint. Now I do not need Outlook, so skip that. Now it is PowerPoint files for chapter 3. I do need PowerPoint files, so I'll double click on that. When it comes up, okay, open it up. This one takes a little while to download. I'm not sure why it takes so long, but we'll be there in just a minute. And so once this is done, we're just going to follow the same procedure over and over again, just putting them in there. So it says 1 minute to go. While I'm waiting, I do want to tell you this. When I send you an email, when you email me back, please do not click the reply button. If you click reply, it uses the same old subject line as I sent you, and you were sending me a new message with a new subject. So always send me a new email when you reply to an email from me. Okay, here we go, 15 seconds, just about done. Three, two, one. Open. Okay, here we are. Now, the PowerPoint data files for chapter 3, I double click to open them. Oh, and there's only one chapter in there. That's right. I'll click on that one chapter, and I'll right click and choose copy. Then I'll come over to the left to student data files, go to PowerPoint, and I'll right click on PowerPoint and I'll click paste. And it's copying those items. And if I open the PowerPoint data file folder, you'll see I have now chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4, and each chapter has the right ones in it. Okay, let's close out of that. And so now let's continue on. Let's see. Now it is data files for Windows 8. Nope. Data files for PowerPoint, chapter 2. Okay, we'll use that. We'll double click on that one and open. Oh, this is another long one. Well, sorry about that. We just have to wait for it to do it. Because the process, as you can see, is very easy. All you do is just keep copying and pasting, copying and pasting. And while we're waiting for that to download, do note that the only files we're downloading are the ones, whoops, I've got a Windows 10 machine and it's a pain if you touch the screen. Anyway, you'll only be opening up in copying the files that are for anything to do with word processing, Excel, PowerPoint, or Access. If it has anything to do with any of those four, copy them and paste them in the proper folders. Okay, here we are. This is the PowerPoint Chapter 3, Part 2. So we're going to double click to open it. And it says Chapter 3. Click on that. Right click on it and choose, Chapter 3. Okay, click on that and choose, right click and choose copy. And then go back again to student file folders and click PowerPoint data files, right click and paste. Okay, so those are there. Now let's do one more, and the last one is data files for Excel. So let's double click on Excel to open that up. Click open. And when it comes up, double click on it. And there are 3 chapters for Excel, so click on the first one, hold the control key down and click on the second and the third. Right click and choose copy. Now let's go to student data files, go to the access file, right click and paste. And now we'll open up the access data files and see there's all the stuff we need for the various ones for Excel. Okay, so that's all there is to copying the files. And now when it's time for you to actually use those files, for example, in word processing, if they ask you to insert a file, for example, I'll show you the first one. Yeah, when you go to Word, let me go to new document. Okay, and it's the one puppies for sale or something like that. And then they ask you to insert the picture of the puppy. Well, you go to insert, and you come over to insert, hold on a second. Oh, insert pictures, sorry about that. Insert pictures, and it'll say find where they are. So I'm gonna go to, oops, I gotta make this a little bit bigger. I'm gonna go to student data files. I'm going to go to the word processing data files, and I know it's in chapter 1, so I'll click on that, and here's the puppy. Click on the puppy, click insert, and then finish the problem. So that's how it works. If they want you to insert a file, that's how it's done. Okay, good luck with that. Give me a call or send me an email if you need any assistance. Okay, thank you.